Welcome back to the Schmoedown replay. What's going on, guys? We are the Cinefanatics. My name is Chris Adams.
And I'm Robert Adams.
And we've
got
a fun one tonight.
Tonight is going to be a blast. So those of y'all that have been following the singles tournament, in which every single one of y'all should have been following this.
Where have you been?
Yeah, seriously. We've had a really good shakeup, or potentially I would even go so far as to maybe call it an upset that happened. We had a rookie knock out the Outlaw, John Rocha.
What?
And this is kind of insane. This is like hype level, like 9,000, whatever that's a reference to. I don't know.
That'd be Dragon Ball Z.
I don't watch that. Fair. This is going to be Adam Collins is taking on the next person in this, and that would be Lon, the Delinquent, Lon Harris. This is going to be an interesting match because I'm kind of curious as to where do you go after like taking out someone like John Rocha?
Well, because you're in a situation here where we know Lon is good. We know Lon is really good, and now we know that Adam is good too.
Mm-hmm.
And so now we're expecting great fights out of pretty much any of Adam's matches going forward now.
Yeah, so there's a huge level of hype. I'm eager to see how this is going to go. So first and foremost, let's bring on one special guest first, real quick. That would be the Coyote, Adam Collins. How are you doing, sir? How's your legs feeling tonight?
Oh, they're just fine, gentlemen. I can feel them great.
That's not normally how I introduce a guest, by asking about his legs, but I mean, special occasion.
Yeah, they were attached last time I checked, but I'm happy to be joining the program. I know you've had some esteemed guests in the past. I'm honored to be here.
Yeah, well, it's great having you on here. This is also going to be, not only is this the first time you've been on this show, but we're doing another first as well. This is also going to be the first time on the replay that we've had one of the players for this match and their manager. So we would also like to introduce the Queen of Korruption, Miss Shannon Barney. Welcome, ma'am.
Hello. How are you?
So
this is exciting.
Yeah. So we briefly told you like what this is about. What are your thoughts going into this, that like both of y'all get to sit here and watch and like kind of analyze what happened during the match, like with fans? This is something that like typically hasn't been done before.
Adam?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I've had a little bit of a taste of this on some other shows, but I haven't been able to go this in depth yet with a play along. So I'm excited to see what you guys think of the match. But yeah, no, it's always fun to engage with the fans because I'm a fan before anything else.
Yeah,
That's
right. Yeah, you came from the fan leagues as well, so.
And even before that, I've been watching this show for as long as anybody. So I've been watching this as long as since 2015, I believe, at this point. So
yeah.
So going into this, I guess one question right off the top that I want to ask both of y'all is, both going up against Swag. Adam, you're going up against Lon. How do you feel? First of all, how do you feel about going up against Lon, especially after you beat Rocha? And then Shannon, also, how do you feel about going up against Winston again?
Shannon, you first, please.
Going up against Winston is one of my favorite rivalries, just because I think we bounce off of each other really well. And even though there's this rivalry, there's some fun about it. He and I can take shots at each other that not everyone has the liberty of taking, just because we trust each other and we know each other so well. It's a roller coaster. It's Groundhog's Day. I feel like every other match I'm facing Winston, and I'm sure people want to see a variety, but we're both pulling our weight here. So it's just kind of what's happening. But I love playing Swag. I love playing Winston's faction. There's a few factions that I really, really enjoy sharing the screen with, and he's up in like my top 3.
I like this season a lot because now the managers are more prominent. We like pretty much every player right now has a manager. I know they were wanting to do potentially without the pandemic some games with free agents, but because of the way it's set up now, they pretty much have only been focusing on players that are on factions. So this is the first time we've had an entire season where every single person playing has a manager. So therefore, we also get the manager versus manager trash talking. And it seems like all the good ones are always coming down to the manager versus Winston in some case. Like every manager against Winston has been fantastic. There's a couple of them that don't involve Winston. For example, Shannon versus Roxy. Fantastic. But you kind of knew that one going into there that was going to be a good one as well. So, but yeah, Winston is really good at what he's doing, and I would say like pretty much all the managers, especially the ones who love the trash talking, have been really good at that back and forth with him. So there's been a lot of good, and I'm expecting probably some really good stuff in this one as well. So, yeah. So one of the other things we kind of like hearing about, again, this is one of those things, if you want to share it, cool. Behind the scenes, how long has it been that this was filmed since Adam versus Rocha was filmed? What was the time difference?
About a week, I believe.
A week or a couple weeks, maybe. I don't remember. I feel like we just did it, but I also feel like we did it like a year ago. I don't know what time it is anymore.
Yeah,
it is. Maybe like a couple weeks, I think.
I can't remember exactly how long ago we recorded it, but I know it was within a week of playing Rocha.
You know, that makes sense because we're still stuck in March of this year. So, I mean, that makes complete sense. Do y'all know how long ago it was that this match was filmed?
That's just it. I think maybe a couple weeks, but time's flown by. And I'd be remiss, gentlemen, if I didn't uphold my end of the bargain. You asked me about how I felt about playing Lon going into this match. Yeah. So real quick, quite honestly, I just hit the reset button, and I'd seen all his matches. I know the professor is still in there somewhere. So I'm going in with open eyes, up against this guy, and I'm not going to be fooled by, the drunkenness or the lack of decorum.
Yeah. See, you had an interesting position in this tournament because you pretty much had to, post play, and you had to face off against Rocha right off the bat, and that kind of sets the bar for the entire tournament. Like you're supposed to have your easiest, I use quotations there, your easiest match first, and then it would progressively get harder as you go further in the tournament. Everybody who wins is really good. You had to face off against Rocha first, who is an established veteran in this league for quite some time, and now it's like, okay, well, the trajectory is still going upwards. So what does that do to, I guess, your preparation and how you feel going into each of these matches now?
Well, there's some truth to you got to play against yourself before you think about your opponent. You got to make sure that you're completely in tune with the game as much as possible anyway. Once Rocha was said and done, I was happy about it. I mean, and why wouldn't I be? But it's over, and there's a whole tournament to play yet. And Lon is a very, very dangerous competitor. So I just, really went into it thinking like, well, I know I proved what I'm capable of, but I still have a lot to prove. And I'm eager to show, fans and other competitors what I can do.
Yeah. Very well said, I would say. Geez. Here's the thing. I know, I was just dumbfounded. That was a good answer. Like, I wasn't expecting that. Going into the season, I'm going back to the whole relationship with the managers. We've seen pretty much all the players and managers have had really good relationships coming into this. Shannon, this is the first season that you've been up there. Like we know behind the scenes you've been supportive of Mike, like on a personal level. But this is the first time this is the first time you've been on camera for this season, that you're doing something in the Schmoedown, and right off the bat, just like out of nowhere, coming out at spectacular and taking over Korruption. That was fantastic. The splitting up of the Wildberries at the awards draft was diabolical, and I mean, you got to make your mark somehow, and I think that's still going to get you potentially like heel of the year right there.
Still haven't forgiven you for that. But
But I mean, we need good heels, and I'm open to that. So how does it feel from both of y'all? Actually, how does it feel, Shannon being coming into the Schmoedown and immediately being a manager? And then Adam coming into the Schmoedown and you immediately have a manager, and then at the same time both of y'all are new to the Schmoedown this season. So compared to watching the Schmoedown how it worked before, how does that feel coming in now, manager, player with a manager, first time?
For me, it's really interesting because I've made it no secret that I came in expecting to manage Mike and Chance, and that was it. And then they're like, "Oh, we're flipping the whole format, and you have a full roster of people." And I was like, "Okay, well, we'll see how this goes then." But I think, in my real life job, I'm a nurse, and so naturally, I'm like nurturing, and my instinct is to protect people and to help people. So when I got this faction of people, I think that I established my bonds and my relationships, personally, how I feel about them, very quickly. And it was really important for me to earn their trust and vice versa, But I feel it's going to be like super cheesy already, but I feel really connected to the people on my squad. And I know that they're all really invested, and I'm hyper competitive. I don't like to admit that I am, but I guess I really am, because at first I was like, nah, I just want to come in and not be last place. And then we were last, and I was like, that's not going to work for me. But we were also kind of testing the waters, and we were in situations that, weren't necessarily, I don't want to say set up for us, because it's not the right word, but we kind of didn't show our cards right away. And there were players on our squad that came in and did the best they could, and they came up short despite, otherwise very fine appearances and fine first couple of rounds. And it was difficult to come in and have people go, okay, what is she doing? Like, Mike's girlfriend doesn't know what she's doing. And I don't like that. So it was fun. It's just interesting. It's a lot of responsibility. It's a lot more work than people probably suspect that it is, because all you see is what we give away on camera, which I can probably say for most managers, not maybe 10-20% of what we do outside of it. But it's a commitment. And I've committed to these players and the game and doing whatever I can to make sure that they do their best and shine. So.
Yeah, and to that point, Korruption was my first choice. I've said this on previous. I've said this previously, but it was my first choice. Based on the fact that I saw the potential in the faction beyond Mike and Chance. I knew Mike and Chance at the head of it. In terms of competitors, I had best of both worlds in terms of getting to collaborate with them. I knew I'd be able to learn a lot from both of them in terms of navigating this game. Because you come in, as a fan, you have an understanding of the game, but you have to check some of that knowledge at the door and defer to the people who have been doing it already. So having that advice, has been invaluable. And with Shannon, I knew there was immediate buy-in, and I felt a certain kinship in the idea of, being a rookie with a rookie manager who is managing like a veteran manager. And I saw a lot of potential there. The rest of the faction speak for themselves. We got a lot of great players, collaborating with a lot of amazing people. So it's been a natural fit. But I'm very glad I chose Korruption because they're helping guide me through this whole experience, which has been a little bit surreal.
Yeah. So we want to get started into this because I'm just like really eager for this match. Y'all already know what we're about to enjoy. So real quick, those of y'all that are watching, thank y'all for watching this tonight. We want to shout out to the chat real quick. Tyler, sup y'all? Sup Tyler? What's going on? We got Ryan is saying that Rocha wasn't the first. You had a play-in match before that. So yeah, it kind of like went up and it's doing like a roller coaster type of situation here. Then we also got Andres in the chat saying, "How is it going, everyone?" So as usual, if anyone has any questions for us, feel free to drop some questions in the chat. You also have the streamlabs.com/cinefanatics up above my brother's head. There's also super chat. Feel free to drop questions in that way. Again, my brother and I have not watched this match yet. We do not know the outcome of it, so please do not spoil it in the chat. Feel free to play along in the chat if you haven't watched it as well. And that looks familiar. Anyways, feel free to play along in the chat if you would like. There's about like a 15-second delay, so roughly by the time we answer, we would have already answered and written stuff down. So
real quick, that has a name, and that's name is Mike.
Oh, okay. Thank you for confirming that. But please do not spoil the match in the chat. If you spoil it, though, feel free, streamlabs.com/cinefanatics, right there above my brother's head. Feel free to spoil all you want as long as there's some numbers attached to that spoilage.
No.
So that's where we're going. Let's jump into this match. Yeah.
Let's do it. Pow. I always got to do the sound effects.
I know real quick, typically we also talk about like who do you have winning this going into this. I'm a big fan of Lon. We've had him on here. I've played Lon on Video Chronic quizzes.
Hello,
and
welcome back to the
I really like Lon.
Schmoedown,
But I feel like I have to side with the person who took out Rocha.
What a second round it has been.
So
it feels right.
And not only is a battle between Lon Harris,
Randall Floyd,
because you're on the show. No, I'm just kidding.
It is another battle between Schwent and Korruption, who are neck and neck.
So Randall Floyd,
last member.
Do you guys know what that's from?
I do.
I don't.
In fact, I don't know if my brother does, and that's one of those you should.
Trying to get some more pieces.
I know of Randall's, various Randalls.
I'll give you a hint. His name is actually Randall Pink Floyd.
Another universe at another time on some distant planet. Perhaps we could have Winston and Shannon.
It's set in Texas.
And Korruption be like a Sonny and Cher. They have an entertainment program together because they
know this.
so well.
Final hint for this. The director lives here in Austin with us.
Well,
and it was in Robert's actual apartment.
My competitors.
Yeah, essentially.
he crashes in the living room.
The Delinquent Harris, who was a very different player last
that narrows it down to two directors right off the top of my head.
And it's not the director that shares the same first name as me.
Okay, well then that would be Richard Linklater, which would narrow it down to. Is that a Dazed and Confused reference?
Yes, it is.
That one,
yeah,
because I don't necessarily know. No, I'm not going to argue with you.
That's how you reason through things there, especially if you have somebody helping you reason through things.
Now the question on that is, which one of the twins was that played Randall Pink Floyd? Was that Jason or Jeremy London? One was in Dazed and Confused. The other one was in Mallrats.
Studying. He knows, and he's become a megastar within a second.
They were both on Seventh Heaven, so it's very easy to get them mixed up.
That is.
Were they two different characters on Seventh Heaven?
Small,
but they were like still brothers.
That's interesting.
And this rookie, did that. He is a guy that he won his first match convincingly.
Andres is spoiling it already, as he typically does.
He's a really great.
I have a feeling this is going to be a good one. Okay.
Hand, you can say what you want about Lon Harris and whether or not, well, you can't take him seriously. He hasn't changed his clothes in 3 months. He knows a lot. and he answers a lot. And somehow, when you think he's not going to know that, he knows it. So this is going to be an interesting match.
You're not going to get a debate from me as to whether the knowledge is in there, but what part of his body, what part of his being does that knowledge exist in? Who the hell knows anymore? If he's able to get the synapses firing, he can get the correct answer or the correct strategy to the proper neuron. I think Lon Harris has a great chance to win today. But you're right. Anybody who saw that match against the Coyote versus the Outlaw, and anyone who had any doubts about who the hell this Adam Collins guy is, if you are Korruption, you're never comfortable. Because this is your last competitor.
I saw that match.
But if you got to go into battle with Coyote, you got to be feeling all right.
But I have no clue who Adam Collins is. He does look a lot like this guy right here, though. Oh, promo.
A lot of the people in the other leagues who've come into the Schmoedown have been secret weapons. Now yourself have been added to that pantheon.
We got to keep the legends humble because it's all about the rookies this year. It's all about the upsets. I said it. Season of the upsets. Mark my words.
All right, and that is how you Spider-Man. Okay, everybody, thank you so much for following me today on my Twitch stream. Swagback, what? Schmoedown. Gosh.
Welcome back to Coyote Country, everybody. My match with the Outlaw came and went, and I ended up on the other side with a TKO. I think it's safe to say that the majority of you out there now, you stand corrected.
Who are we playing? Adam Collins. Ever since Christian Harloff announced his Inner Geekdom show, all of a sudden every single person that ever played IG wants to be on the show. I don't have time to find Lon.
I do not plan on texting him back. Do not tell him that you've heard from me. Y'all know who I am. You know what I do. So there's really just one question I've got left for you. Who am I and what do I do? I used to really, try and shower and take care of myself. And what good did it do? How far did I get? Not far at all. And look at me now.
Lon Harris believes that there are 7 questions in round 1. Correction. There are 8 questions in round 1. And when Lon was a tenured professor, he knew what it was like to occasionally answer 9 questions in the first round.
Here's the thing. We've had commercials number all season, okay? The experiment taken care of. Marisol, your shining star, and Laura Kelly, dark side, took care of her too. Collins, I'm running through you real quick, and I had other things to do.
You see, I learned very early on to not harp on my losses because they don't serve me. I also learned to not relish in my wins because, I don't know, maybe today, maybe not, but somewhere down the line, that's going to come back to bite you.
Swag has done nothing but embolden me and sweeten my next meal. I'll tell you this one time. Nothing tastes better to this Coyote than raw, calculated revenge.
Phil Collins? I mean, exciting. I knew we were getting celebrities involved in the Schmoedown, but I did not realize we were going so big with it.
I'm Adam Collins, and I know more than you.
You don't need to end videos by saying something. That's dumb.
Set it up perfectly. Set it up perfectly. I have to tip my hat to that. Oh, man.
That was a fantastic edit. Oh, my God.
Yes. Okay, wait. Real quick before we dive into something.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, while you're at it, let's give him a break. Seriously.
That's not what that's supposed to mean.
Hey, he's in California. Let's just say. We can only envy this here in Texas. Anyways, that's a good catchphrase.
Yeah, it's so far so good, right?
Yeah. That was ominous. But yeah, the editing on that is fantastic. I don't know it. I don't know if y'all knew or y'all told what one another might be shooting, so y'all have an idea of what maybe you could play off.
Not necessarily. Sometimes we get notes if there's certain things that we need to hit or certain things we need to make sure that we mention or don't mention. But generally, no, we don't really get a script of what the other person's going to say. There have been instances where Christian has, jumped in and made some notes for everyone. But for the most part, it's kind of been okay, your promos are due what they were due yesterday. We're okay, let's get these done. So that really is the beauty of Eric Rodriguez. He's phenomenal at this. It's unreal.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was fantastic right there. And then Shannon, that crown. That crown is amazing and fits you very well.
I need to defend my darn crown because it wasn't necessarily expensive, but it's not cheap. Like it is a heavy, like I have headaches when I'm done wearing that thing because it fits into my temples and I'm like, I need to take this thing off. But it is like sparkly and shiny, and it is not plastic. It is not from Party City. It is not it is a legitimate nice crown. And I wanted something that didn't look like a tiara, but I also needed something that wasn't like, oh, she's like a good, nice queen. And everything was like gold and hearts and shimmery and pretty. And I was like, no, I need something like bloody. I need something that looks like daggers. I need something a little more intense. And I'm so angry that I don't have like a full-on crown to go all the way around. But it was the closest thing I could get to like, she's not here to be nice to you. So.
Well, you know what it reminds me of, and I mean this in the best way possible. It reminds me of that badass crown that Ursula wears at the end of The Little Mermaid when she gets like super kaiju. Yeah, I like that crown. So I think it's the right energy.
It does actually look like that kind of.
It's like, I'm looking for a crown. What'd you like? Gold, sparkles? No, I'm thinking blood and spikes.
Oh yeah.
Should have been like barbed wire in retrospect. But maybe a fan will like make me, depending on how we do this season. If I earn it, maybe they'll make me like a hyped up crown that's just completely drenched in just terrible, nasty, evil vibe. I don't know, or maybe not. Or I'll just keep the crown that I have because I paid for it. So.
All right, let's continue on. While we continue on, looking into the chat real quick. I bet Winston's character choice got on Shannon's nerves early on.
It's weird because to me, there's of the Coyote
and
when I hear
Coyote in an Acme built shed. Perfect.
About
I built it with an oversized croquet mallet.
That was a very nice looking, like very rugged looking wooden room there.
And it just seems like maybe
it works.
It reminds me of Superman.
Yeah, then we also got Jeremy Adams, one of the writers who's absolutely not related to us at all whatsoever.
Version of what Superman ultimately became. I feel that is what
Jeremy's one of the best.
Now talking when he looks at Lon
Oh,
Harris,
I eliminated in a fan league free for all once.
He did. Humble brag. Humble brag.
But either way, they're both
seriously. You are amazing, though, Adam. Congrats on the Schmoedown success.
Swag is ready.
Thanks, Jeremy.
Ready.
Does that mean
Thanks
by
for amazing questions you write?
Battling for the
does that mean by transitive property, Jeremy eliminated Rocha from a fan league?
Corruption.
Is that how that works?
Yeah, let's go with that theory.
Yeah,
I think that makes sense. Oh boy.
Oh no.
Damn it. Christian, I look, man, ever since you gave me that show, life has been ridiculous. All right. I haven't put my laundry away. I'm doing a diet because I can't be fat on camera. Is Lon here? Just tell me, is Lon here?
Let's see. Yeah, he's here.
Glad to meet you again. Go ahead. Say your trash. Talk your trash. I really don't have time right now.
Don't really have much to say to you, Winston. I think we've said enough. We're hungry. We're ready to eat too, and we're not on a diet.
Great. Well, I made food and it's here, and it's a twice baked sweet potato, and it's delicious, and it's Whole30 and keto friendly. It'll be amazing. Look, my point is, it's very simple. We have had corruption cover all season. Period. Talk about it. Experiment done. Laura Kelly done.
I think when Christian actually learned how StreamYard works and got into this, the comedic side of him was like, "Oh, I could have fun with this."
Hey, Christian, you might be working this guy a little too hard over on the SCN channel because he seems a little afraid. This is normal par for the course, Shannon.
Winston's wound up.
I'm still recovering from Christian's Superman 3 reference, but I am going to compose myself and ask you this question. The Coyote, I'm sure he's not the last competitor that you want in the tournament just because you're not that familiar with him, but do you feel comfortable with this guy possibly being the last chance you have to get the title?
Go stuff your face with your sweet potatoes. Here's the thing about the Coyote, and here's the thing about this position in which we have fallen into.
I see the chatter, I see the talking, and the reason you nerds are so stupid is because you're not thinking this with the right perspective. See, you all are so simple-minded that your first thought is, oh no, Shannon only has one more competitor left to represent corruption in this tournament.
We've got
They
like the
must
dynamic here of like we got like nice Shannon down here, and like we got evil Shannon right here.
But what you're failing to understand, because again, you're a bunch of
They're good friends.
Yeah.
that we
This is a
understand.
beautiful position for us to be in
Yeah.
because Winston still has some of his players on the board here who are just worried about themselves. All they can do is worry about themselves in their next match. Adam Collins has an entire faction pushing him from the back, forward on, round after round after round. All of our focus, all of our effort is invested in Adam Collins. And if you think he's scared or shy or timid about representing our faction and taking it all the way, then you're insane.
Yeah, losers say things like, we all get behind one person. Yeah. I mean, we all get behind each other and we stay in tournaments. We can do both at the same time. So just saying, intergate
I mean,
tournaments.
Winston, my other simpleton, you've forgotten that we've won tournaments too, where we've had both of our competitors in the finals. So
Dope. Then
settle down.
let's get it popping, all right? Because
Let's play. I'm done talking. Are you done eating? Let's do this. I'm tired of you.
it's in the oven, girl. And when it's done at the end, I'll come and bring you some as a consolation prize.
All right. I'm gonna remove you now, and
Sweet Potato's stealing the show.
Pause it real quick, Chris.
And they have the right to talk.
So real quick, we got Garth McMurray sent in the Streamlabs saying he can't stay for the whole replay. He just want to say congrats to Adam for coming from the fan leagues to Schmoedown, showing how great it is. Adam beat him in the fan leagues match back in April, so it's nice to see him beating Schmoedown stars.
Thank you, Garth. Always good to hear from you, buddy.
Yeah.
Does that mean by transitive property that Garth lost to Rocha? Is that how that works?
And then Camshaft is saying, how did you get so good at this, Shannon? So camera ready.
I mean, I've got hopes and dreams, you guys. I live in LA. I'm trying to make it. But I also have a day job, so I'm not too worried about it. I'm not camera shy.
I know if it was me wanting to like play up like say a heel competitor, I work customer service all day.
Yeah.
I got some aggression I could take out.
Before I've been like, you guys, I'm a freaking nurse. Like bedside manner is my specialty. It is so fun to just like unleash my frustrations of the day. And also when we're talking about like the managers, I think what's so great and so fun about them is I think most, if not all of us, have some sort of entertainment background in our blood, where a lot of competitors are film critics or they're in the film industry as far as they're producers or editors. But a lot of the managers are actors or hosts or entertainers in some way. And I think that's why people are seeing such really fun performances out of them and seeing so much of that improv being just bounced off one another. And they've been so entertaining to watch because I think we all kind of share that background and that makes us really unique to the show. Anyway.
Yeah, kind of like me and my brother. We have no background in anything except the love of movies. We're like, hey, let's buy a camera, turn it on, and talk about movies. And here we are.
Hey, speak for yourself. I did some plays in high school.
It's a pretty solid foundation to build on, considering what we're about to watch.
Chris, you were in Brigadoon, right? That was you?
No.
Oh, okay.
I was
Chris Adams, sorry.
I was Seymour in my high school play of Little Shop or something like that.
That sounds correct.
Yeah. Okay, let's move on. Okay. Cam Chef says that she thinks you're natural, and
they're both factions doing very well this season. They are
Tricky the Treat saying Corruption got it this year. It's late here on the East Coast. Good luck, Center Fanatics. I'm out.
They both won tournaments this year. Swag has won the Star Wars tournament.
The sorry Lex part was from SCN Live today.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so I'm at work all day. I can't watch SCN, unfortunately.
Yeah.
As he tries to stay alive.
There was somebody in the chat who was bad mouthing the use of the Schmoebot all the way through, so they just turned it into a whole bit for the rest of the show.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the movie trivia Schmoedown.
By the way, this is a back scratcher and beard.
Representing
I like.
I thought that was like a drink mixer at first. One of those long.
Oh, I
things
could
you
probably
stick-
do that too. I mean,
rinse it off first, but
Sure.
Really?
I didn't know.
Wait.
I don't have any napkins.
I need to
scratch
get I need to invest in a fancy camera, Shannon. Do some crowdfunding or something. Get me a camera I can use for these matches.
It's interesting. You essentially focus on it. It's really funny.
It gets better, but yeah, I'd like to up my game with the resolution. I'll make some calls.
We'll make it happen.
I mean, he gave me a lot to think about, but I would say that one minor correction. I would refer to those as yams, technically speaking. It saves the brevity of it alone is a sensible choice.
Oh, at least he good at movie trivia.
Match them up and
He knows his potatoes.
Big Spud fan.
Yeah, it's fun to say
Are you-
yams, and I
are you
always
from
get
Idaho?
impatient, 'cause I love
No,
it.
I'm from Ohio.
But
Okay.
Coyote, I want to ask you about your species.
Originally, I don't live there anymore.
Foraged in the wild for days.
Well, I was born in Idaho, so I thought we were about to have like some kind of connection there, but
I've been to Idaho.
it's not.
It's a fine
Oh, okay.
state.
So
Fine
it's
state.
all on your shoulders. Do you feel that pressure at all? Is it a pressure that you relish?
Look at Molly. Oh my gosh.
I'll say there's a certain thrill
She's a
being
star.
a lone man on the battlefield, but it's.
I feel like
not
I mention that every time we do one of these. It's like,
my
look at
faction
Molly.
is corruption.
Of course. Look at Molly.
Dead and buried. They're still very much alive and still very active. We got a lot of football left this season to play.
See, you're clear there.
Yeah, it looks a lot better.
I'm excited by this, and honestly,
Had to give
I
the
also want
StreamYard system a minute to register that you're there, you're present.
I thought the fans liked it
Look, I've been
when I
watching
look like
Law
I'm
a
swimming
long
in soup.
time, both on camera and off the, running some of the same circles. We've been
Hi,
around
my name is Adam Collins, and I'm a glitch in the Matrix.
singing, catchy road tunes.
I'm really appreciative of like Bibbs's Dutch angle thing, and his resolution is on point. Ever since he got his Ethernet cable, he's really in good shape.
And I
So
know he likes Adam Sandler, so I wanted to offer him this fashionable visor.
Grown-ups
shipped
too.
in the mail, regardless of the outcome of this match. And Lon, this is yours to keep. Let your hair breathe a little bit when you're outside and still shield your eyes.
Wow.
It's just a general peace offering, a gentleman's gift.
Yeah, Adam, you fit right in.
Well, we'll see if he was sleeping during that or whether he was actually
proof that I have worked and know people who have worked in movie theaters.
So, Adam,
That
I'm gonna
you're
put you in
getting
the waiting
swag.
room as we-
No pun intended, but you're getting swag from grown-ups too.
And
Calling that thing swag is a stretch, but yeah, you're technically right.
with a record of 5 wins, 4 defeats, and 1 knockout, he is the 2018 Ultimate Schmoedown Team Finalist.
I feel like this kind of honors the Gangsta's Paradise thing that Lon used to use,
Kind
you know, indirectly, since it's still hip hop.
Yeah.
What up? How you doing? Oh, it's nice to see the little guy
I know.
behind you over there.
I love watching him. He's so good.
It just seems like
We worked out our differences, so I'm back at Taco's place. It was very kind of him.
paying
He's
him,
a goal. He's a nice guy.
are you paying him rent still or no?
No.
No. I didn't.
Lawn pay rent.
Maybe I could take that visor and, I could get a few bucks. What do you think I can get for that on eBay?
Probably nothing. But Lon, you were listening, which is good.
If it were any other movie.
It does seem that even when you showed up,
Well,
you were
no, I mean the Jack and Jill visor probably isn't worth that much more either.
Good point.
Corruption and Shazam.
And that movie had Al Pacino in it. I mean, let's just be honest.
Not as
I don't think Al Pacino remembers that movie.
No, and nor should he.
No, it had Dunkachino in it.
That's the case today. What's changed?
Yeah. Okay. You don't have to admit that you've seen it.
I just saw that clip.
Oh.
This angle, it looks like he's wearing taco on his back.
Kind of. Like he's got a reverse Baby Bjorn with the dog in it.
I quit the office. They were offering me like a corner office, like an executive VP slot, but I was like, no.
Also, I have seen Jack and Jill, and I regret every minute of it.
I'm back
Oh,
on the
good
streets,
lord!
baby.
Why on our channel? Go someone else's channel and admit that.
Sorry. But The beauty of the Schmoedown is you get one shot, and that's the match. And so today's match, you go up.
Call to Action is really popular. You can go on there and admit that and kind of like knock down.
Shut up. Anyway, but the guy was lights out against the Outlaw, John Rocha, a legend of the game. Does any of that give you pause as to what you're walking into today?
No, I mean, I watched him in the full run of Freaks and Geeks. I checked out those Spider-Man movies, and like, honestly, like Martin Starr's a good actor, but I'm pretty sure I can take him.
Now it's really gonna stick.
I wonder if he recognized anyone else from Freaks and Geeks while he was watching it.
Before we move on to your match against Mr. Starr, let us
Yeah.
do you one more question here. You know, both yourself and Liz Shannon Miller are left in this thing. Your team partner Paul was eliminated yesterday, obviously. So how are you feeling being one of two of the last remaining of Swag?
You know, I'm not capable of feeling pressure, so that's nice. It sort of works in my favor in this case. But no, I mean, Liz is doing great. Swag is doing great. I have never looked at the championship numbers, but I assume we're in good shape. So no, I'm just focused on.
Oh, good Lord, Andres. I feel so bad for you, dude. Oof.
Yep.
Getting that grown-up
Oof.
supervisor from.
That was me in License to Wed, Andres.
Oh.
Yeah, makes sense. All right, we're gonna remove you for a
One of my
second.
favorite movies of all time.
And here we go. So you're
To Wed.
I don't think I've ever seen it.
The rules of
Wasn't
round
that
number
Robin Williams?
The rules of round number one. Doesn't matter how many movies you've starred in, you still must adhere
Yeah,
to
John
the
Krasinski.
rules. In round number
Yeah.
one, you're going to have 8 questions.
All right.
Movies
Busting off the
trivia.
whiteboard.
Know how. Each question is worth 1 point. No penalty for missing a question. The questions are asked to the field. So as soon as you hear it, start writing your best attempt at an answer with whatever pencil you have handy.
Now,
whatever writing surface that you or the
I think
dog that owns
it
your apartment
does need to be said that once again we have a manager present in front of us, and we are technically still in the draft. So
And we are completely sucking up at this point, so good luck to us.
we'll see. We'll see how this goes.
I'll be watching you. I will.
At any point.
We had Coy on, and he was keeping tabs like, okay, and Robert, you have how many now? And
Yeah.
I
All right,
gotta
yep,
say,
okay.
I
Coy-
want the Coyote to be focused during these matches. Lon looks a little locked in too.
That's what I'm saying. The Glaze
I think
seems to
Adam froze.
Oh, we lost him.
or maybe the Hangover has. All right, so let's.
All right.
now-
There he is.
Oh, you're back.
You ready?
It's Mulan.
Bear with me, guys.
Okay. And Mr. Collins.
How do you do, fellow kids? Let's go.
Then let's get ready to
Steve Buscemi.
round number one. Question number one in the realm of action adventure. Who stars in the 80s action movies Cobra and Lockup?
What's the first movie you saw in theaters, Christian? I believe
Shannon, do you have your whiteboard?
Ready to play.
I want to hear that marker squeaking.
I'm ready to win.
2, 1. No. Pens down, please. And start with Lon Harris.
I believe it's Sylvester Stallone.
You're correct. And Mr. Collins.
Sylvester Stallone.
Ah, man, you hate to get the first one right.
I love getting the first one right. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I was just kidding.
They had me at Cobra.
Rom-com.
It's true.
For 1 point.
I didn't need the other movie.
Martha Coolidge directed Nicolas Cage and Deborah Foreman in what 1983 teen rom-com? Back in 83,
This is actually pretty funny.
Ray's rom-com.
No.
Currently streaming on Prime. Here's your hint.
I'm not
Hit.
5, 4.
We'll need to pause it after this because I got something funny about this one. Gotcha.
Valley Girl.
Yes. And Lon?
Yes, the film is Valley Girl.
That is correct. All right, 2-2.
No, Valley Girl.
Number 3.
Nope.
This is in the category of dramas.
Okay, so real quick, and this is gonna be like an awkward place for our plug, I would say. But speaking of call to action, this coming Friday they are going to be hosting the last general standing. It is call to action with the Action Army. It is essentially like a free for all with all the generals of the Action Army. We have recently become generals of the Action Army. we are going to be participating in this. And therefore, I've been prepping for this at work today because we just haven't had a lot of customers to deal with. So I peruse IMDb in some downtime sometimes. One of the things I felt like perusing was Nicolas Cage movies today.
Uh-huh.
Valley Girl.
There you go.
It's the little things, guys. It's the little things.
If you ever wonder if studying actually helps,
Yeah.
yeah.
A little bit.
So yeah, like Cam Chef is saying, this Friday, I believe they actually they've already dropped the video is on YouTube set for the live stream. So that's going to be at 8 p.m. Central Time. That makes it 6 Pacific and 9 p.m. Eastern. So that's going to be a lot of fun. Y'all make sure to go over, call to action, and subscribe and hit that bell thingy.
Solid. Nailing that midstream plug. All right.
Which Oscar-winning actor stars as a man who worked serving U.S. presidents at the White House for decades in Lee Daniels' The Butler?
Can you repeat the question?
Yes, I can. First one. Which Oscar-winning actor stars as a man who works serving U.S. presidents at the White House for
I appreciate
decades
Lon's
in Lee
commitment to
Daniels'
plaid
The Butler?
for this match. The bedspread, everything.
Hurry and clue. I'm a butler, sir. I buttle.
He's like working his way up to Dan Merle.
Early one and not using the full.
We all
15
are,
seconds. Five,
right?
4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down, please. And
No
Lon.
idea.
Yeah, I just missed the first part of the question. It's Forrest Whitaker.
Yes, it is. And Adam.
Okay.
Forrest Whitaker.
And we have 3.
Yeah, I can never remember. Is it 2 R's, 2 T's? I don't know.
Now finds himself tied up. Still.
Challenge.
There's a wise good deal if we get to the answer. Your next question. Famous actors.
You didn't put the Forrest
is
Whitaker.
the category. Could be Martin Starr. What famous film was the first collaboration between actor Harrison Ford and director Steven Spielberg? Big fan of both of them. Big, might be all-time favorites. I haven't really done the math.
5.
Repeat the question.
First one for Adam Collins.
All right, this is in the category of famous actors and actresses. What famous film?
This is one of those, like, is this supposed to be like a trick question, or do you go for like the common answer?
Competitors doing a great job of keeping their hands up.
Oh yeah,
I'm
my hands are up.
Call these two model citizens, but here we are.
I'm a big fan of hand elevation.
3,
As you should be.
1. Pens down, Adam. Pens down. And Adam, reveal your answer. And
Empire of the Sun.
is incorrect.
Ooh.
And Lon?
Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Yes, it is. Lon Harris going up.
Yeah,
by
Raiders of the
So,
Lost Ark.
Lon Harris
If you guys would go ahead and
one.
pause it, I wanted to
Next
comment on this question real
And
quick.
as we say, the Russian.
So, you don't obviously like in the moment, in like the heat of the moment in the match, that is a huge gut punch to miss something that once you hear the answer, you're like, of course it's that simple.
Yeah.
So that's just an example of like, you know, being in the moment in the heat of a match, you approach the game so analytically, you're thinking about a question more than you probably should. And that was a valuable lesson I learned in that question, and a lesson in humility too. So, but yeah, trust me, I realized that's the kind of question that if I were playing, watching along, I wouldn't think twice about it. But in the middle of a match, I thought like way too much about it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's very much Raiders of the Lost Ark.
So my thought was, like, we know Spielberg and George Lucas collaborated a lot. Did Spielberg? I know Spielberg didn't have anything really in Star Wars. Did Spielberg have any kind of a collaboration or anything on American Graffiti? Because if so, then I would probably count that as the first official Spielberg Harrison Ford collaboration.
I'll tell you, I thought of all the 70s Harrison Ford movies. That's where I was getting hung up. So I was thinking of American Graffiti, Apocalypse Now, The Conversation, even though those weren't Spielberg films. I was thinking way too far back, and I wasn't thinking about what was right in front of me, which is our favorite archaeologist, Indiana Jones. So
There were
yeah.
people too in the chat that had guessed American Graffiti as well. So, but and that, I mean, everyone has those questions that are just like, yeah, they overthink it. It's like, oh, they're literally asking the easiest point from A to B, and I just, because you guys are all so smart and you all know so much that you get in your own head without even realizing it, because you're expecting to be challenged. So when something that easy pops up, it's way too easy, and we've seen it from champions do the exact same thing. So it's one of those things, like you learn it early on, you learn it in round one, and you try to take note of it and not make that mistake often, because it'll probably happen again at some point. It happens to the best of them, but it's not, it is what it is. It happens to all of them.
While we're on the topic of that real quick, Camshaft had a question. Shannon, do you answer questions in your head, or do you just concentrate as a manager?
Oh, no. I have not gotten a single question from this match correct yet. So no, I do not try to play along. It's not about whether I can hang with the questions. I'm looking at whiteboards. I'm recording the answers on my own, phone to make sure that I'm keeping track of things correctly. And I'm not, my weak point is knowing, I don't know movies as well as these guys do. I don't study them. I'm not a film critic, and I'll watch a movie once and I'm like, cool, okay. So for me, it's more checking out the technicalities, paying attention to the players, seeing what they're doing, watching their boards, making sure they're getting their stuff in time. I do not try to even attempt playing along. That would be a lost cause. No.
That's awesome. Let's continue on.
All right. And just for the record, I put Indiana Jones, which technically would be an incorrect answer because there's 3 of those. Or sorry, there's 4 of those. I try to forget the 4th one.
In the ballpark.
Oh yeah, let's be honest. Shannon would challenge the hell out of that.
Oh yeah.
Close the score for the first 3 Harry Potter films.
Yes.
Speaking of Russian, that director's cut.
It was not the band. Yes, I'll spoil that.
No, it's not.
Was it when?
That would have been awesome.
The theme to Harry Potter is not Owner of a Lonely Heart.
3, 2, 1. Pens down, hands up, please. And Lon Harris.
Although that would be pretty good.
But Hans Zimmer.
No.
Correct. And Adam.
John Williams.
And we're
Absolutely.
5-5.
John.
Oh. Yeah, I put Danny Elfman.
Collins ties it up there. 4-4.
I don't think a terrible guess, but
He is in the category of comedies.
I appreciate the canned laughter for the edits. It's awesome.
Yeah.
What 1995? There's my laugh. What 1999 film stars Reese Witherspoon as an overly ambitious high school student who runs for class president named Tracy Flick?
I like that little confident move that you made when you asked that. You went.
Well, I felt he was in the spirit of.
I'm picking up on things, Shannon. I didn't notice the first time I watched the match.
Yeah.
These 2 guys,
4, 3,
Christian and Ellis.
1, and Adam.
Election.
Yes, Lon.
Yep, it was election.
And we have ourselves
Election.
Once again. 5-5.
I'm betting 1,000 over here. I gotta be honest, I don't think I've ever heard of that movie.
Question 7.
It's a good one.
Horror /
With
what horror franchise is known
Matthew
for
Broderick.
the line?
Yeah.
Do you like scary movies?
Okay, well, here's a horror movie question I can answer.
No.
Yeah,
Doesn't like him.
I know you knew this one.
This one I would quit. I would not manage or be a part of it.
5.
That's the same for my brother because he doesn't like horror movies, but I know he's seen this one.
Hands down, please.
Yep.
And Lon Harris.
Scream.
Yep. And Adam.
Scream.
6,
Or however that goes.
That was my joke. I was gonna do that. Okay.
Our next question here.
Well, I'm the older brother, so I'm entitled to it first.
Whatever.
That is in the world of animated movies drawn by
We're
hand on
gonna
a computer or
bow out of that part.
in the Toy Story franchise, are Woody and Jesse nearly shipped to a toy museum in Japan? Or as they say in Street Fighter 2, Japan.
Ask me a question about Toy Story.
Can't dispute it.
I grew up on that mess.
5,
I am fond of the Toy Story franchise. I'll admit that.
2, 1. Pens down.
Yeah,
And Adam.
so is this one.
Toy Story 2.
Yes, Lon.
Yep, Toy Story 2.
Tie game.
But I might know a couple of things about Toy Story as well. So
whatever.
Round number 2. Mark, give me the rules around number 2.
Round number 2 is the wheel round. Please do not get any yams or sweet potatoes on the virtual wheel. Once a competitor settles on a category, you're going to have 4 questions from said genre.
All right. Real quick, how do you feel being tied up going into round 2? What is that? How's that work for you?
I mean, honestly, I was prepared for that with Lon. And you know, as much as it hurt my pride to miss that Raiders question, and it was good to kind of get because I had 2 perfect rounds in my first 2 matches. So it was almost a relief to have my first imperfect round because I wanted to learn how to bounce back from missing a question that early. You know, I pride myself on my accuracy. So I kind of needed that as a gut check. So I just recalibrated and I was like, well, let's see what happens. Cause he has the ranking record. He gets to make the decision about the wheel.
Yeah, it was for me sitting back and it was like, I mean, I didn't know that answer, but as soon as it was said, I was like, oh, Mike's going to have some words about this miss. But then as soon as the next question hit and I was like, I know for sure Adam knows this and Lon missed it. I was like, oh, I wasn't panicked. You can afford, typically speaking, to miss one unless someone's pitching a perfect game. You can afford to miss one and you can recover from it. It's usually not a deal breaker for anyone. So I wasn't nervous about it, but I was like, oh, that sucks. But then the fact that it turned around another subjectively easy question that most people would get, Lon kind of dropped the ball. And I was like, okay, we're good. We got a match. Like, I'm not worried about how this is going to play out at all. It was reassuring, and it was just kind of keeping that playing field level. And I was like, I feel better about how it ended. You know what I mean? They both came out strong and even, and it was great.
It helped that he missed the Harry Potter question. I won't lie. You know, that was like, okay, we're on even playing field again. Let's move on. You know, that definitely helped me kind of move past it.
Yeah.
But also because that was a John Williams. I mean, I'm one of the to use a term that Shannon likes to call people a lot. I'm the nerd that is listening to John Williams music in my car on the way to work.
Sure.
I'm rocking out to the Jurassic Park theme as I cross through the gate to my job. So
makes the doors much more majestic when they open up.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Mike he's a soundtracks guy. He only listens to soundtracks. And I'm like, I listen to music. I cannot do that. And I don't know how. But that's just what I'm like, nope, there's no way you're going to catch me driving into the end game CD. It's just not, nope. It's very weird.
I have scores and soundtracks. I listen to the Twister soundtrack beginning to end, usually once a week when I'm driving around for work. It's one of the CDs I still own, so that's why.
Shania Twain, No One Needs to Know? That's on that, right?
Yeah, Shania Twain, No One Needs to Know. Long Way Down by the Goo Goo Dolls. Twisted by Stevie Nicks and Lindsey Buckingham, not properly Fleetwood Mac, mind you. Yeah, very good soundtrack.
Yep.
There you go. Let's move back on into it.
No penalty for missing a question. However, stealing.
Mike was so big on soundtracks, though. That's interesting to keep in mind. I thought. I'll be honest. I just thought he was a Queen fan.
2 points down to 1. Yeah. Well played, man. Introduce Adam the Delinquent, and his manager, Mr. Yam 2020, Winston Marshall. They have 60 seconds.
I didn't realize during the match, Shannon, how much Ellis kept Yams alive. I appreciate that.
Oh yeah.
60 seconds starting now.
Run with it. We'll set you up for success. I appreciate that you tuned all that out.
Yeah, no, I didn't hear any of it.
I'll put it in the Tupperware and leave it for you.
You know, I kind of thought it was a joke, but I think Winston really is eating his lunch there.
Probably.
He's definitely eating the potatoes.
This poor guy really is on the whole thing right now. I don't know.
I saw you for half a second freeze on Toy Story. Don't worry about that either. You got it. So you're on time. You're doing exactly what I expected. So that being said,
I want to have that kind of dedication to a diet.
Yeah.
Because
Have you?
Okay.
Yeah.
Gonna remove
I mean,
Winston and Lon. Gonna bring
should all
back,
aspire, right?
Adam and
I
Shannon. You got 60
I
seconds
counted
to
out
Adam's
one
right now.
serving
Well,
of
I'm
corn
like,
because I'm trying to
you didn't
track
get
calories
shook
in my
when you
Fitbit
missed
app.
one question.
So
You
I'm
picked yourself up and you kept moving on, which is exactly what you're supposed to do. I know you're ready for round 2. I don't have much to say to you.
Yeah, it's a lot to keep track of, but once you start, it kind of becomes
It can
addictive to keep
happen.
track of the
Let's
process.
go for round two.
Yeah. It's incredibly inaccurate because some of the stuff is just.
All right, here comes the wheel. First spin.
I think this was a
Adam
potato.
Collins.
Yeah.
Come on, let's get a good spin.
Obviously, Adam continually.
I know, like I do this, like I got off of work, I come straight home. I had like about 30 minutes before we went live with this to get everything set up and ready, and
Okay,
like
talk to me. How
this
do
is
you
my
feel?
dinner so far.
Hey,
Well, I know for a fact.
I had a beer during cold action. I have whiskey now, so I'm with you.
So I think I'm on board with this category.
Tim Burton, huh?
I say we stick with it.
I trust
That's
you.
a good-
You trust
okay.
your gut. You need multiple choice. Feel free to take it. Let's go. Good luck.
I see Amy Adams on the wheel. I have to mention that she is also not related to us.
Otherwise, this channel would be way more popular than it actually is.
No, she doesn't want us to use her career for popularity.
I would
Which
so
Tim Burton
exploit
film
that.
has the characters such as
That would be
Judge
Sweeney
Turpin,
Todd.
Mrs. Lovett,
Yeah.
and Beetle Bamford.
I love one of my favorite musicals
Sweeney
too,
Todd,
and
Demon
Tim
Barber,
Burton did a good
Feast.
job.
Correct for 2 points.
Yep.
All right. What song does Pee Wee Herman
Tequila.
listen to at a biker bar? in
Which I
Pee
don't
Wee's
have any of that
Adventure?
tonight, unfortunately.
Tequila.
And I'm off tomorrow. I should have planned ahead.
All right. Question 3. Which actress played Mrs. Bucket, Charlie's mother?
The
in
someone,
Charlie and the Chocolate
same one who's in all of the Helena Bonham Carter,
Helena Bonham Carter.
That's
or
correct.
however you pronounce it.
And-
Bucket is so funny.
All right, you're gonna have 20 seconds for this following question. Here. 20 seconds for the following question. How many feature films
Oh, geez.
have Tim Burton
Oh,
collaborated on?
As long as we're including animated. 8.
That's correct.
wait, what was it?
Wood,
What was it?
Freaking
8.
Chocolate Factory, Corpse Bride, Sweeney Todd, The Demon Barber of Fleet Street, Alice in Wonderland, and Dark Shadows. Sweeping the board,
Jeez.
Very good. My mind was topping out at 5
We're
there.
gonna remove him
Five,
now.
cool.
as we see the
Quite a-
clock.
Here's the thing. Pause it real quick.
Winston Marshall.
Yep.
60 more seconds.
So they gave you 20 seconds for that. You had that like in 5.
So I explained this on Call to Action. It's no secret that I played in the other leagues, and those leagues really taught me early to focus on trends and filmographies. So that's a statistic I locked in a long time ago, and I'm just fortunate for me it was one of the questions. But I wanted to specify that animated should be included so that they wouldn't. I didn't want them to. I didn't want to run the risk of it being 7 live action or whatever. So
Yeah.
that's why I specified animated. And then I knew the second Alice in Wonderland didn't count because Tim Burton didn't direct it. So
Nice.
That was certainly a difficult question, but also a trick question because you would imagine most people would think of the second Alice in Wonderland, right?
I wasn't even thinking of the first Alice in Wonderland. I forgot he was even in that.
oh yeah,
So-
they tried to turn it into like this way more important character than the Mad Hatter ever was. Yeah, it's one of my least favorite Tim Burton
Oh,
movies.
that's right. Because I like the second they asked that, I'm like, okay, Edward Scissorhands, and then there was Sweeney Todd, and then you asked animated. I was like, okay, so that takes care of Corpse Bride. And like I was going through it, like I said, my head on that sounded like the what's the teacher in Ferris Bueller?
Ben Stein.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it sounded like that. Like, okay, class, here's the Johnny Depp and Tim Burton collaborations. Like, oh my god! So yeah, good on you. That was fantastic to be able to just rattle that number off immediately.
Yeah, because I know the other 3 questions are gettable if you know his filmography. Like I understand that, but they like to throw in a deep cut in round 2 for at least 1 or 2. So I was proud of that one.
Yeah,
Made
that
up
was
for
good.
Raiders a little bit.
Exactly.
More seconds here to talk to Lon starting now.
Wow.
Yeah, you said animated, and I'm over here like, no, Rango was Gore Verbinski.
Up the Coyote, right?
Yep.
I know you can
Yeah.
go down the walk, the taco lets you come over every now and again. We handle coyotes all day. We're not worried about that.
Well, I mean,
Also, Rango took place like in what, New Mexico or Nevada? That was way too bright for a Tim Burton movie. Tim Burton is not doing a movie in a desert.
True.
Thinking about it.
It's not a bad challenge. We've seen worse challenges this season.
I mean, I'm a legitimate delinquent. I'm not a poser pretending to be.
Yeah, this was fair.
Ooh, shots. Hi-ya!
He
Okay,
says that, and his dog behind him is like, "Am I still getting fed tonight?"
Right.
You're not that much of a delinquent, right? You still properly take care of your animals.
You saw my full promo that they put on Twitter and Facebook. I outed Taco as Lon's parole officer. So yeah, you can check.
I wish
Look, even Winston liked that joke.
Yeah, I wish they had made the final cut here too.
Now here's the wheel, and here's the
It's out there. If anyone really wants to see it, at least.
And here it is, as we find out what Lon will be getting, and it looks like horror.
Ooh,
films,
horror.
60
Keep it.
seconds,
Keep it.
Starting now.
Yep. Let's do it.
Yeah.
And
Yes. Yes.
Alright, he's
Yes.
in. So there you go. 6 seconds.
Any
to
opportunity
decide
I have
whether
to
they
answer
want
horror
to
movie
take-
questions,
Alright,
I
so
am
Lon
so
has-
down for.
All right,
I hate horror movies.
yes, you do. All right, moving.
Do it.
And
I'm with-
now we're gonna bring
I'm
back.
with
By the way,
Winston.
they announced like a
Alright, Lon,
horror
you're gonna
movie
get,
free
4
for all
questions
today.
in the round of horror
You
films.
managers are gonna wish I was a part of that when the reaction comes out.
Okay. All right.
Alright.
You got a chance to tie him going into round 3. You gotta close this category though. It is horror films, and Lon, your first question for 2 points. 2018's Suspiria takes place during what decade?
90s?
it's the 1980s.
That is incorrect. For a 2-point steal, Coyote, do you have it? The question: 2018's Suspiria takes place during what decade?
The 1970s.
A big 2-point steal. for
See, I knew
Coyote.
the original did. I didn't. I don't recall if the remake did.
Yep.
And that is.
I love the original.
Back to Lon.
The remake was
I
good
love
too.
them both. I love them
Yeah.
both.
Of the 5th film in the action horror Resident Evil franchise.
Okay, so I said all that stuff about horror movies, and now I'm to the franchise where I don't care.
I always like saying something Umbrella Corporation.
Is it
Yeah,
Afterlife?
probably.
Final answer?
Yes, final answer.
That is incorrect. So once again, for a 2-point steal, going to you, Coyote, with the question: what is the title of the 5th film in the action horror Resident Evil franchise?
Correction. It is Resident Evil Retribution.
That is the correct answer for another 2-point.
Jeez.
Coyote working Coyote like
Say
magic
pause.
early, and now Lon
Yeah.
Harris needing to answer these last 2 questions.
Whoop.
This has nothing to do with the match. I'm just going to let you know that I'm about to be an animal and eat my dinner right now. So don't mind me. I'm sorry if it's rude, but I feel like I've made myself at home here in Texas and California on the interwebs, respectively. So I'm going to enjoy my dinner as we watch this match. If you guys don't mind.
You know,
And I'm gonna drink too.
here's the thing. Here's the difference, real quick, between swag and corruption. Winston does it during the match. Shannon does it during an after show. I'm completely okay with that. So give the respect where it needs to be first and foremost. I'm completely okay. Plus, Micah's probably a fantastic cook, and I probably wouldn't want to pass on that either. So I like to believe.
I like to believe that you're in our Texas virtual home. Make yourself at home.
Oh, that's right. That's right. You're from what? San Antonio?
San Antonio, baby.
Yeah. Right down the street from Austin, Texas.
Yes, sir.
Down the street by Texas standards, anyway.
Yeah, hour and a half if you're doing the speed limit. 45 minutes if you're me.
Keanu Reeves and Charlize Theron play husband and wife in this supernatural horror film.
The astronaut's wife.
Advocate.
That is correct for 2 points.
That was
All right.
in my match too.
Final question. Final question.
It's a 10-point game. As
Managers, normally you would want him
Lon
when it
Harris
comes to
gets
horror
it.
movies.
move on to round three. Juan
I've
does
seen
some
Devil's
back-to-back
Advocate
steals.
too. That's
Not
a good
tonight.
movie.
Juan does
Not
perform.
tonight.
Coyotes able to get a steal.
Can I
Be a
get a
knockout.
Freddy Krueger question maybe? That'd be great.
At least a couple of those in the free for all.
1979, the Amityville Horror. The family's young daughter has a supposed imaginary friend
Wow.
named Jody, which appears as what type of animal?
Okay, this one's hard. It's a monkey.
I'll go multiple choice.
You're a multiple
Thank
choice
you, Lon.
options for 1 point R. Is it A, a bear?
It's not a monkey.
B, a fox? C, a raven? Or D, a
I've
pig?
ruled that out.
I will say a fox.
That is incorrect. So for a 1 point steal,
It's not a fox. I've ruled that one out
the
also.
Question, the options. If he gets this steal, the knockout will be scored.
Jody.
Category of horror. In 1979's The Amityville Horror, the family's young daughter has a supposed imaginary friend named Jody, which appears as what type of animal?
I want to say it's a
And your multiple
pig.
choice options are: is it A, a bear, B, a fox,
Knockout range.
C, a raven, or D, a pig?
Correction. It is a pig.
Damn! Nice!
How about that?
KO the Delinquent, and Shannon is.
I love this part.
Real here. Collins, 3 wins in a row, 3 big knockouts, taking out 2 legends.
Adam could take the whole tournament.
Shannon, you gotta be thrilled. I think the excitement
Probably
as
will.
you sip the ginger ale, it is absolutely insane what this kid is doing, and you got him in free agency.
Oh.
And 4 points over Swag. How are you feeling?
How do you think I'm feeling? We're having a celebration in the kitchen. I'm breaking plates. It's a good day. It's a good day in corruption. What did I tell you? You're all looking at it wrong. Come on.
Okay, Adam.
Shannon, you've gotten some amazing gifts out of this season. I'm waiting to be gift yet. I don't think I've said anything cool enough.
Well-respected
But
competitor, maybe not in real life, but
yeah, you got some good ones in there.
Adam, you just need to watch the was it the WAP music video?
Oh God.
Yeah, no, I actually,
You know, it's anybody's game any day of the week.
Apparently,
and,
that's
you know,
how you
I've
get
got
gifts.
2
Is
matches in a
watch
row
that
at
video
perfect rounds.
Yeah.
So,
and
you know,
and have someone
you know,
film you
thinking of
watching
questions
it.
that's
That is
incredibly
the
obvious.
gift
Felt like a
I'll
good
tell
way to change it up.
Seriously,
A lot of mileage out of that gift.
Round 2 went my way. I'm not gonna
especially
complain.
Abby Friel.
But that doesn't. diminish
Abby
how
loves that.
Lon Harris is. I went
Yep.
into this match knowing this guy is the drunken master, and he could roundhouse kick me in the face if I'm not paying attention. So I came in prepared.
Well, you say that, and it's funny because after it was all about the second round.
Andrew's asking Collins, could you have guessed the Amityville question correctly if Lon didn't go multiple choice?
Yeah, I knew it was a pig because I know that I saw that movie at a very young age, and the Jody pig thing creeped me out as a kid. It stuck with me, so I knew that one right away. But
Personal connection.
Yeah, that's just stroke of luck there. But I do like Amityville Horror more than most. It's not a great movie, like objectively speaking, but I have a personal connection to it.
You're already this is something we haven't seen.
And then they remade it with Ryan Reynolds. I'm like, why?
That one is not great. I don't like that movie so much.
See, I like that one. This is how bad.
Well, Ryan Reynolds is in it, so.
But I've never seen the original, so I don't know. Like my
Was that
You know, look.
the original? Was what, Margot Kidder?
You know.
No, it was James Brolin was the father,
Yeah.
and
I think Margot Kidder was the wife.
she looks like Margot Kidder. So I got the movie right here, actually. No, it is Margot Kidder. Sorry. Yeah.
So you're right. She looks like Margot Kidder, but
Yeah, she does.
impressively so.
Shannon, final question for you. Like you said,
Was this a Jason and Jeremy London thing, or
Yeah. It's her twin sister, Margot Kidder.
back up there. Any words to Swag? Any words to the rest of the group? Any words to anybody who said that you guys were going to be in last place and stay in last place for the whole season?
Oh, I have so many words, but I'm going to keep it really brief because you all feel probably just about as stupid as you should. Winston, you can hand me upsets all day. You took out Chance, you took out Marisol, but for every time you come at me, I'm going to come at you harder. Okay? So don't forget that. You can talk all your mess, but now you guys are limping along with us, and we'll see what happens from here on out. And I don't want you guys talking about Adam. I don't need you hyping him up, calling him the next big thing, because all of you
gotta get the chores done, guys. Gotta stick with schedule.
I'm in here trying to clean our house and vacuum our floors and give her Schmoedown stuff.
So Rio has a page, Shannon has Mike.
I
Yeah,
think that was perfect. I don't know if you timed it out or not, but you said dirty, and then Mike walks by with a vacuum cleaner.
Mike's a professional. He knows exactly when to come by.
Thank you guys so much. Congratulations. And to the Coyote, Adam Collins. Oh, Adam, I do have to ask before we let you go here, too. You advance into the next round here, and you find yourself face to face with the winner of the teams tournament last year, the kid, Brendan Meyer, who just recently defeated Mark Draco. So how do you prepare going up against the kid?
Oh, the kid. He's a wily one, you know? And I don't know if...
See what I did there, Shannon? Yeah.
Nice.
Canada these days.
Nice.
But I don't think he's in the practice of participating in hunting season. And even if he were, I'm a different kind of coyote. I'm coming in armed with my own weapons.
All right. Well, once again, congratulations to Adam.
I like what you're doing there.
Collins,
I like what you're doing there.
who went here 19-7 over the delinquent Lon Harris.
Putting out a good product.
And we'll see you in the next round. All right, Shannon and
Adam out here feeling kind of loony.
Winston and Lon. All right, Lon, I got to start with you.
I see myself out now. I'm so sorry.
In that first round, you guys are tied going into that round. Round two comes in, and the Rook comes in here, and he just nails.
Once per episode, we must make that joke.
This is my channel. What are we talking about? I'm not going anywhere.
That decade question, is that kind of three up?
I mean, listen, Christian, I've competed in over 200 Schmoedown matches, and I've never lost. So, I mean, it was bound to happen eventually. I think, sometimes your luck just runs out.
I believe him.
Question that threw me off. I think it was just, fate. It was some tough questions, some stuff I really didn't know. And
but you know what? Lon and I both acknowledge the decade, so I think we're following the new precedent.
Who was really a person,
or the century, rather, that the decade is in.
Have this Buffalo Wild Wings
Does Lon exist in a world where Final Exam beat Shazam?
An exchange just to show, we're all
good. Hang on to that just to be safe, and we'll check.
I don't know what realm Lon lives in at this point.
Good for you.
I feel like he's seen a lot of stuff in his time.
All right,
he's seen some things.
Sometimes you do what you got to do.
I don't know if you guys are fans of Twin Peaks, but if you are, I think Lon is currently residing in the Black Lodge.
Here's the
thing. Dark parallel.
Albeit might be on the road to
definitely with as much as he's been visiting Video Drew lately. So I mean, Video Drew seems to be like the center of all like Twin Peaks stuff.
I mean, the first thing is the problem was I feel like Lon was more together today than he's been
like
match, barring
bunch of David Lynch stuff going on over there.
He showed up for the match on that Friday, and we didn't
Winston is so method. Look at his disastrous room in the background.
Yeah, it is something.
Like Coyote,
he really set the scene with his setup this time.
Dude, if I knew when I was younger I could get away with not cleaning my room by calling myself Method, that would be fantastic. No, Mom, I don't want to clean my room. I'm method acting today.
Enjoy this while this lasts.
My F's in school are all method.
The dirty dishes in the sink, Lon, it's part of my process. Just
if you clean them, I'll break character, and I will never break character. I stay in character through the DVD commentary.
And Korruption.
RDJ, right?
Yeah.
Fair enough. I mean, look, you guys both points. You have been battling. There's no doubt about
That's
that.
the
And
extent
Liz
that you can
is
imitate that character.
I would
Pretty
say-
much, yeah. Safely. I mean, we're still a new YouTube channel, so I can't afford to take hits like that.
As we get
Stop
into
while
that
you're
here.
ahead.
Exactly.
This though, Winston, with Korruption, and it's been a three-way dance recently with you and Dagnino and Shannon, but you see the Mercs making a run. You see the Rockstars starting to make a run. Do you think that this loss is you're gonna be able to maintain that level of excellence of what you guys have been doing over this this season?
What a lot of factions don't have already are tickets to the spectacular, and we have two. We have 2 golden tickets. All right. So what we do at this point is we prep for the team's tournament. We get Liz, we sure her up to make sure that she has all the support that she needs.
I mean, you could argue that technically your one ticket is
For the
2.
other tournament, and then we prep for December.
Well, not yet.
Series season. All right. That's
Oh, that's true.
You know what that
Yeah, it's still got to face Shazam.
I'm talking about Chance and Chandru for ID.
That's true. That's true.
All right. Well, there you
gonna
go.
be so
Lon
good.
Harris. Well, we will be seeing
Oh,
Lon.
That's
It
gonna be
was announced that both he and
I
Oyama
already
will be
fast forwarded
returning
to the
the
future
teams
where
division
Korruption
for the
beat
tournament
Shazam.
That will be coming up in.
I like that place where we're at in your head. I'd like to be there too.
All right.
Great.
I'll move some stuff around. It's all right.
There it is. That's the slacker I love to see.
Don't
That's the
fast
one-
forward too much. We might like to have Brendan and Bibiani on this channel again.
Lon Harris, Winston Marshall.
That's fair.
Look,
No,
I think that this is like I said.
Dang, have to be impartial.
He's going to be dangerous. There's no doubt about it. And then this tournament, from the second, whether it's back in 2014 with Mark Riley.
Shannon, do you ever keep track of the number of bottles of water behind Christian?
Creates
That I have not. I've noticed that it's always fully stocked. I don't think he's properly hydrated at all.
I want a supercut to see like how fast they disappear.
But I just think that.
And now that you said that, instead of like recording pictures and saying
Follow that up with a KO. He's 3-0, 3 knockouts. That stuff-
Sometimes it's it used to be Stella Artois and they switched it back to water.
Well, he's not like a fridge. I think that has
Not easy
the
to do.
Stella. Like
It's
I
not
think
easy to do.
I think there's an actual fridge behind.
Adam Collins just did it. He's 3-0.
Christian, he's a coyote who is not loading up movie trivia ammo from Acme. No, he is still looking for a roadrunner to stifle that, and he may not find
good
one
Lord.
for this tournament or for a while beyond the tournament. And so,
What a pro that Mark Ellis.
so once again, the Coyote Collins, and then you look at Lon
He's
Harris,
so
and you think maybe Lon being
He really
his best
is.
enemy to himself is what he needs.
I mean, he
because
feels that better than like, I don't better than anyone. It's
not answering
brilliant.
the question. Well, maybe he does, or maybe he does use all those B-dubs, wet nap.
Even when he's distracting, I still find it hilarious.
And that is where he can find internet. To
I appreciate his television having the proper banner for every division. Whenever it's so great.
In the meantime,
Hey, that's what I'm doing with this light back here. When we get the teams tournament, that thing's turning blue, buddy.
Love it. Love it.
Coyote can take this run.
Well, you know what he's done? He's
This isn't just stuck on Corruption Red here because y'all are on tonight. I mean,
So courteous. Thank you.
So red, blue, green, and then Star Wars is yellow, right?
Hasn't played.
It's
like
not
a
orange.
yellow orangish.
It's yellow.
Yeah.
It's yellow. Then
He's 3-0 right now.
we go orange with the throwdowns.
This is a little like light wand that you can change the color of. So I mean, it could be any color I want back there. So
Good mood lighting, Robert.
It's Shannon Barney and Winston.
that's how you be professional.
Action points. They're fighting.
And then you call it out on your live stream and
lose all credibility.
and lose all credibility.
And history is dead.
Liz Shannon Miller is still in this tournament, and Winston said it. What happens if she can win her next match and Collins can win his next match? Will we see another battle between Korruption and
That's
Swag?
true.
It's very
Changes with
It's
your
very
move.
possible indeed, and we're going to be on hand for all the.
If I had the way to control that, that would be fantastic.
opportunities as well. So make sure everybody.
I know
Yeah.
Winston could control his.
Right? When you can fix it.
That
Mhm.
$10 tier is where you want to be for
We're
all
not
the
that
paper
fancy in this
we
household.
do.
Sorry.
You just join that $10 tier, and there you go. You can also listen to us wherever.
I
you
need to
get your
invest like in that Philips Hue lighting where I could control it like on my phone.
Yeah.
You just saw Winston Marshall. Check out his show, The Inner Geekdom Show. That's on this network on Mondays. Dangerous Dan Murrell. He's got a show on Wednesdays. Check that
Shannon,
show
when's
out.
your
My
show coming?
One-on-one with Christian Harloff is back.
My show?
Yeah.
Coming up next.
Oh,
That's
it's
another
top rated. It's like number one on Apple podcast.
all of the shows, and you can't forget about the Crusher. She's back. She's been on.
I know all the things that I don't know, and people are like, "Wow, this woman really has no picture." And I'm like, "This is fun. Let's all do it together."
Watch those shows, and for Mark Ellis, I'm Christian.
You need to start a podcast called "Me Drinking Wine While Mike Watches MCU Movies."
I'm doing an MCU. Well, I've never seen all the films, so Mike has. Well, I mean, you can get it anywhere, obviously, just Google it. But like the chronological order of release, like how you should watch it. So I've made it as far as what am I on? What's my next movie? Crap! I just watched Thor: The Dark World.
Oh, sorry.
So I was very. I mean, I genuinely thought I was watching Lord of the Rings. So I was like, well, this is interesting. But apparently people hated that film. I didn't love it, but I wasn't like, it didn't make me as angry as I feel like it made some people. So I'm doing Winter Soldier next. Yes. And I heard I'm in for a treat with that one, huh?
It was so nice for Mike to insist that you watch Dark World first.
Yeah.
Because setting you up for a soft landing.
Good.
Yeah.
I've heard nothing about that. I'm excited to see it.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, that's gonna be a good one. Y'all need to do like a watch along with that. Like just set up a camera and like get your reaction. Like, ooh, kind of would look like Mike during his reaction. What is he doing?
So weird. I think that's such a weird thing to do, that people will get online and watch you just react to things. So I'm missing the beauty of it. So I'm like, I can't imagine getting online and going, I just want to watch him watch this thing. I don't know. But everyone does it. It's always a hit. Like he did that DC watch along a while back, and people loved it. And I know other personalities do them all the time, and there's a real draw for it. But I don't understand it yet. Maybe I need to sit down and participate in one so I can appreciate it. Because right now, from the sidelines, I'm like, that's just weird. I don't get it.
Well,
the idea would be. The idea would be that people are watching movies that they've already seen, and they're listening to essentially your commentary on them.
Yeah. Okay. Hey, that's fair.
I was gonna say, you filming Mike while he watches that music video kind of shows that you kind of get the concept of a reaction. I mean,
so he's so ridiculously animated in everything that he does that made sense, and it was something I don't know. This isn't about. This isn't the Kalinowski hour, even though he's in the corner doing what he's doing.
I actually think like a watch along for Shannon that would be a good fit would be Homeward Bound.
You want to know? I know why you said that, you jerk. Why you said that? You're a punk.
Don Amici does such a good
Shadow
golden retriever. Yeah. But no, I also know you're an animal lover, so I feel like your commentary on that would actually be pretty entertaining.
Marley and me would just be me ugly crying.
Oh man! So what was the one I saw? I had early tickets to go see a Dog's Purpose. So I went to a theater which was full of people who were like, "Ooh, we got early passes to go see this too." So I mean, it was a packed theater. And my first immediate thought, probably about 5 minutes into that movie, I was like, you could make this a really good drinking game in this theater if you just took a drink every time you heard a fellow person in the theater go. Every time someone starts sniffling, you're like, just take a drink. You're like, you are trashed 30 minutes into that
liver
movie.
failure, sure. Yeah,
seriously.
No, dog movies, man, they're rough. Even Homeward Bound has a happy ending, but that one messes with you once or twice.
Oh, I'm falling. Mike had never seen it. I was watching it. Do you want to tell them why it's so funny, Adam, and why I'm relief?
Okay, so Mike told the story, and he could tell it better than I could, and there he goes. They were talking. Were you doing like a follow-up quiz on the movie, like who did the voices of all the animals or something like that?
Yeah,
and you were running through it. It's like Sally Field is sassy. Michael J. Fox is Chance. Funny. And then Shadow and Shannon's like, he's Donna Mesh. And then Mike's like, who?
And then Shadow speaks. He says like Shadow's first line, and Mike turns to me and he's like, whatever his name is, Don Amici.
Don Amici.
Amici, Shannon, like the Don Amici. He's like, the second Shadow opened his snout, I knew it was Don Amici. He's like, what are you, Donna Mesh? Donna Mesh?
Yeah, so that's who that was his his alter ego that he moonlit as Donna, D-O-N-N-A-M-E-S-H, Donna Mesh.
Oh, Donna Mesh. We love Donna Mesh over at Korruption.
She's a fabulous gal. But yeah, no, Homeward Bound would be a great commentary. I'd also just like to see Mike do the sequel at this point by himself, reacting alone, like, oh, they're in San Francisco. Wow. Okay.
Ridiculous. God.
Well, what'd you guys think? We got a little off track, but what'd you think of the match?
That was fantastic performance. So here's the thing: like I founded watching the Schmoedown between the two of us. I started it because I love watching movie trivia. I wanted to watch something originally and play along with it. So I stumbled upon the Schmoedown just thinking, like, if I search movie trivia on YouTube, I'm bound to find something that could work. And I found it, and then I just started playing along because it had already been out for a couple of seasons. So I'm a big fan of when watching these episodes, if we're able to go all the way through like 3 rounds, just a ton of movie questions, just so I could play along. And you robbed me of that in this, because it was secured after round 2. So we didn't get round 3. So
yeah, sorry about that. But at the same time, there was still a good amount of questions. We'll see what happens when we go forward. But Lon, I said this on Call to Action, Lon is the kind of player that if we played 10 times, that would have been the 1 out of 10 match, in my opinion, that knockout. I don't expect that to be the case if I were to play him again. He's a very, very talented player and one of the most knowledgeable people in the game, because, he and I were talking earlier tonight about how, like, we would love a classics exhibition match. That would be a lot of fun.
Ooh. Yeah. I think he could be strong in that.
Oh, he'd be great.
That's the great thing about the Schmoedown. I mean, you hear this time and time again, covered over different places, all different times. It's anything can happen on any given day. It's he had the bad run on the wheel spin. Didn't quite get all his points there. Then on the other side of the table, you're sitting there racking up. I mean, this, it maybe in another world, he definitely could have won this match, but this was, right now it's your time to shine. And so that's how it shook out.
I think it sucks so bad when you get a category that you're like more than proficient in and that you can handle, but it just ends up being a crop of questions that, like, it's like what happened to Oyama, where it's like he wanted classics, he got it, and it happened to be a heap of questions that he didn't have prepared, you know what I mean? And I think that's kind of what happened to Lon. Unfortunate, because I think he would normally do well in horror, and the chat was like, "Oh yeah, keep it." So it was just like being blindsided by questions that you're like, "Wait a second, how did I miss this, or how did I not know this?" So, but that sucks. That has to feel like. I mean, I felt bad for him. I was like, "Oh no, this is not going well." Like I was expecting for sure a 3-round. Everyone's answering their 5-pointers. We could potentially go into sudden death. That's what I was preparing him for mentally and preparing myself for. So I was like, Lon's not an easy task. That man is an encyclopedia of knowledge. He knows so much. And then when those from the gate, I was like, oh no, oh boy. And then him just picking up these steals. I was like, holy crap, this could be over very soon. So, I mean, and someone mentioned in the chat how they're like, well, he should have just guessed the 2-pointer, his last question about the pig, because it gave him, it gave Adam a 33% chance of getting it right, versus if he had just swung out the gate, it makes it harder for Adam to answer. But obviously we knew that Adam knew that answer going, it would have proven to be fruitful anyway. But it's just unfortunate. It sucks, and you can't bash Lon for that loss at all. It was just a bad round 2. So they've all been victims of it.
I think it was an atypical game for Lon for sure. I knew the answers to the steals, obviously, but we were 7-7 at the end of round 1. The guy's got a comparable base of knowledge, and he's not going anywhere. And final exams coming back in the teams tournament, and that's exciting. I would love to mix it up with them again if we get lucky enough.
Yeah.
Jumping on that real quick, so you're going to be partnered with Marisol. That's fantastic.
And kind of terrifying.
Yeah, it kind of scary because she's done very well in the singles tournament so far. Of course, you've been doing dynamite in this. How do y'all feel? So this might be like a question in a different angle for both of y'all. Adam, how do you feel being partnered with her? And Shannon, how did you feel partnering these two together? And I know a lot of it's going to be based off of like your knowledge. Do you feel like it fits very well? Adam, how do you feel that is? And Shannon, did you see that and knew that these two with their knowledge could partner very well together?
Yeah. Shannon, do you want to go first or?
Go ahead.
Okay. So I have implicit confidence in this pairing. It comes from lots of study sessions where we've all gotten to know each other, and the thing is, not to give away specifics, but I am not ashamed to admit that in study sessions, when sometimes I might get tripped up on a question or I can't pull it right away. And then we ask Marisol and she pulls it. That is always just like the happiest you can feel when you don't know the answer to a question. When your teammate knows it, it's like, okay, so we're going into this tournament really filling in each other's gaps really well. Yeah. And it's so different when you have a teammate, and especially when you get to like a 5-pointer, and especially in round 2. And you can collaborate on those things. That's huge. So I'm very excited about it. And I have a calm and cool sense of confidence about it. I'll put it that way.
Yeah. And I feel the same. Originally, I don't think originally I had you guys in mind to pair up. I pictured you both with different teammates. But the second we got into the study sessions, and the second we were all kind of hanging out on our own Zoom calls and doing our own thing, and then having you guys texting me stuff separately, even outside of all the Zoom stuff, because I was a little bit nervous that y'all's knowledge base would be too similar. And I was like, well, they're both really good, but are they good at different things? Like, and like you had just said, to y'all's credit, like seeing if you got tripped up on something, how Marisol was right there to like pick it up, or if she was not sure about something, you felt very confidently going in and helping her out. And I was like, okay. And the other thing too is just not even it has nothing to do with like strategy. It was just a matter of, Marisol and Adam are both out of staters. And I knew that, well, for the singles tournament, I wanted to give them a chance to get involved because this may have been their only shot. All my players that have played up until, COVID hit were all people that live locally. I couldn't get Adam in, and I had Marisol scheduled for her debut singles match in studio, and it happened it was scheduled, and then COVID happened maybe like a week before. Like she had to cancel her plane tickets and everything. So I felt like I owed her that, the singles tournament, especially because she was already due a match, but I wasn't sure what would happen with Collins or if he'd get a chance to play. And to Adam's credit, he was very, very on board with all that. Just kind of like, okay, if it's my time to play, it's my time. If it's not my time to play, then I'll sit back. I'll still help you guys out. I'll do my part. But once I saw those two starting to work together and how like easily they just hit it off, and then seeing them being able to balance each other out, I was like, okay, yeah, this is, and I could have put the experiment in, but this was a much safer bet that I was a lot more confident in placing for this tournament. So, and even with, we don't talk about Mark Hoyk enough. And And that guy, God, I love him so
The
much.
original movie trivia geek.
Yeah.
Let's just recognize that for a second. He's the reason I got obsessed with movie trivia back in 2000 because of Beat the Geeks. That's not an exaggeration.
And not to take away from Adam or Marisol in a teams or singles aspect, but like Hoyk needed a singles run, and I think he was due one. I think he was owed one. I think he deserves it. And I wanted to give him that opportunity really, really badly, but he didn't quite have the setup to accommodate this necessarily, and I wasn't sure that he would be able to get it. And he's also going through a lot of stuff, and he's got some other priorities that he's been taking care of. So we messaged each other, and at first he was a little like, oh man, like he wasn't mean about it. He's like, I kind of wanted, I wanted a shot. So we talked it out, and I was like, well, the only reason that I didn't put you in was just because you didn't have the setup at the time. And he was even like, in retrospect, it's probably better that I'm not playing. And he gave Adam and Marisol his blessing to go through and do what they're doing. And it all worked out really nicely. But I always want to make sure that people know that, we didn't shelve Hoyk. It's just a matter of finding a place where he can actually participate. Because if it were in studio, he probably would have been in the singles tournament. You know what I mean? So it just, it wasn't a slide against him. And I just want to make sure that he gets the credit that he deserves too, because he's an excellent singles player and he just needs his time to shine too. But it lined up great for Marisol and Adam, and they're more than pulling their weight, and they're active in everything that we do, and they help, guide Mike and Chance, and it's a real team family feel when we're in this together. So once I saw them, I was like, nope, this is exactly what it needs to be. So.
Yeah. So Camshaft is saying, as far as pairing Adam and Marisol, the boldest pairing of the tourney. Kudos, Shannon.
Thank you.
Andrew Hale saying Collins McKee is the team to look out for. Andres is wondering, is Howling Justice confirmed?
Howling Justice? Oh,
no.
That's going to be interesting. I think is finalizing all that stuff. I will neither confirm nor deny if Howling Justice will be their team name. I know a lot of you guys like it, and we're debating between some options here, but I've seen some of the other team names in contention, and I've seen some of our opponents' team names coming up, and they're all pretty darn good. I'm excited for this. It's gonna be funny.
I'll give you one scoop. We are going to play together as a team, and we will likely win our first match.
And they might actually like Hal because justice is served, and I'm not going to do that. So.
Do y'all know who y'all are playing? Like, do y'all know? Have y'all seen the bracket already? I know they're about to announce it, but
I was going to say I could literally actually answer that myself. Honestly, we're about to find all this information out tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're waiting to see the final bracket, but yeah.
He's been at work all day, so he didn't hear that earlier. Like Christian said, that's going to be on Brad and Jen's show tomorrow.
Oh yeah,
okay.
that's right. On what? Oh crap, they're going to kill me. What's the name of their
coming
show?
up next?
Coming up next. Yeah, that's at 5 p.m. Central or 5 p.m. Pacific.
I think so. It's going to be right before the Schmoedown replay tomorrow night. So I don't know.
Tune in.
Yeah.
Ryan Kramer says, I'm impartial to justice. Coyotes.
Yeah, no. So this is a lot of good stuff coming. I mean, we joked about it earlier, but I kind of wanted to touch back on this match again tonight. Is that we're in a position right now, and I'm going to assume that you haven't necessarily filmed your next match yet. We're in a position right now where we're looking at somebody who, like we said earlier, could easily take this tournament. I'm not trying to like jinx anything here, obviously.
Knock on wood, jinxing, yeah.
But I mean, you're someone who's coming in right now and is quickly going over with the fans, I would say, if that's the proper terminology, the way to say it. But I think that you're someone who's coming in and establishing kind of a superstar status right out of the gate. And so, yeah, when we're talking about who can take a tournament, if people aren't mentioning your name at this point, I think they're overlooking some things, and I think Shannon would have something to say about that.
You're coming in with the thunder of like Paul Oyama last season, when Paul Oyama just came in and just ran through pretty much everything he did, even straight up through winning the belt off of Dan Murrell. That's the kind of ferocity. I know I'm butchering that word, but that's what we're seeing out of you so far on this. So fantastic. Can't wait to see what more you're going to do. And I know personally I'm going to be kind of torn because I'm a huge fan of you now, especially with your performance, but I'm still also a huge fan of Brendan Meyer just because I like
everybody is. Come on, everybody's a fan of
I like
Brendan
someone
Meyer.
I like someone who could get away with playing Nicolas Cage's son in a movie. So I mean,
he's played a lot of people's sons. He's really good at that.
Well, I really like that movie. So
yeah. I still need to see Color Out of Space. A big fan of The Guest, though. I've watched the first season of the OA, so I've definitely seen Brendan around over the years. But as a Schmoedown competitor, he is ruthless. So
yeah.
His biggest strength is making everyone think he's just cute. He's a lot more than that.
That's for sure. I Brendan Meyer, and I don't like anyone, so it's gonna be.
Yeah, she gets angry. She vents about how much she likes him. It frustrates her.
I'm not looking forward to this one. It's gonna be. He's such a spastic little animal when he plays that it's so distracting, but it's so funny because watching him work himself back to center is fascinating to me, and sometimes he can do it and sometimes he can't. So it's going to be very interesting to see what kind of Brendan Meyer we get. And I know he's up in Canada just kind of living life with his family, and so he's probably relaxed, he's probably studied up, he's probably ready to go. And I could watch him all day. He is a freak. It's so funny.
You're like, look at Brendan Meyer up there in Canada with his free health care and his Tim Hortons. Just jeez.
Crap we're dealing with. Lucky boy. Lucky.
Brendan Meyer is pure kinetic energy. So like he never stops. And I see him as an assassin in this league. I really do. So I'm excited about playing him. It's an honor, and it's gonna be tough.
One thing we're gonna work on with you is you're gonna stop saying it's an honor to play everybody, because then they're gonna want you on the Quirky Work soon. Be like, but he's so nice. No, you're not nice. You gotta stop being nice.
All right, let me rephrase that. Let me offer a correction.
Yes,
all
he
right.
said the thing.
Yeah. So when I play him, I'm going to tell him that he is subpar.
Terrible.
Yeah.
Horrible person.
Watch out.
No respect. The worst.
Yeah.
You should
say
shade. You should say it's an honor to beat everybody.
I have a feeling Nerd Chronic will use these quotes.
That's actually a really great bit. Instead of saying it's an honor to play you, it's just like, no, it's an honor to beat you. It's a true honor to kick your butt. I like it. You're on something.
All right, I'll sharpen that up.
I want to go back to this real quick because Hamshock is someone who's been following us lately, and this person keeps putting in movie questions. So 1934 Edgar G. Ulmer film was the first of 8 movies to pair Boris Karloff and Bela Lugosi. And I feel like this is a trick question, kind of.
Well, you know what? I know this is lame, but the chairman has made me swear not to answer trivia questions outside of the Schmoedown. I gotta play it safe.
Yeah. Good job there. So I believe that's actually Dracula. That Boris Karloff and Bela Lugosi. Yeah, I believe that actually is Dracula. It was before Boris Karloff played Frankenstein. So
I cannot comment on the situation. I can neither confirm nor deny.
I was raised a military brat. Cussing, I don't. It's terrible. I've done. You know what? I'm patting myself on the back. I've done a good job in the Schmoedown after my tirade on wherever it was that I barged in on Mike and was like cussing up Storm. And
You are very, very good, and the occasional bleep, honestly, is quite entertaining.
I
So
love the occasional bleep, especially if it's just like a dumb word that you can probably say anyway. I think those are hilarious.
Jericho and Smith's bleeps were gold. Gold.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
People are wondering, like, why wasn't it live? I'm like, oh, we would not have been able to contain that live.
No.
Who set up live? I mean, I know they could do it on like a delay, but it's no. That one needed to go through the factory before it was presented.
And that was with them making the effort not to say the F word. So that was funny.
This 3-hour thing on SCN was impressive. How many? I was like, oh, there is someone in this world who says the F word more than me. I'm shocked. I was impressed.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sure.
So do we have any confirmation if you're going to be a part of that that horror match free for all?
He's just trying to get a scoop. He's just trying to get a scoop.
It's like the team's tourney thing. You know, we got to let the Schmoedown reveal its own schedule. But I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah. You could say like, well, I'll let you know this. Either I am or I'm not. I mean,
it's one of the two. It's one of the two.
Collins will or will not be in the horror free for all. One of the bound to happen. So
you heard it here, folks. Heard it here first.
The real scoop is that Shannon will have at least one player in the horror free for all.
The real scoop is I'm going to enact the player manager clause, and I'm going to play in the horror free for all.
That's what I want to see.
Corruption, because I don't want 3 extra points.
I want to do an all Hereditary match with Mike Kalinowski. Because that's his favorite movie. Oh, he's so mad right now. He's going to throw a vacuum at me.
Like I was not a fan of her. I'm one of those people. I didn't like Hereditary that much. I liked Midsommar a lot more. So
hey, we got one of the two, right?
There you go. Nailed it.
Those of y'all in the chat watching, if y'all have any final questions, make sure to drop those in so we can get to them while we wait for those questions to come in. So we got 2 of y'all here. If y'all would like to start some plugs, let's start with Shannon. If you got any plugs that you want to drop,
I got no plugs, y'all. I got a full-time job. I'm on 5:45 to 2:30 p.m. I work every other weekend. I have 4 days off a month. That's my plug. I'm always tired, but I'm always here for you guys. That's my social media everywhere. I'm on Twitter. I'm on Instagram. I just post dumb stuff. I try to, I don't know.
She's a great follow, guys. You're missing out if you're not following Oh My Barney.
Thanks for hyping. You're my hype man now. I love it. I don't do much. I like to have fun on the internet, but I don't have any shows. I don't stream. I'm not I don't do Twitch. I don't do all the fun things. So maybe one day if I figure out something that is worth me putting out there for all of you to watch, I'll consider it. But for now, just follow me for good times, the occasional rants, a lot of F-bombs. What you got, Adam?
So yeah, I don't have any shows or anything. The Schmoedown is my second job. But you can follow me. I interact, and this is what I keep telling everyone. I interact with fellow film fans on Twitter and Letterboxd specifically. So you can follow me at Eisenthor, which is AIZANTHOR, and be happy to interact with you on either of those mediums.
Nice.
Right.
I would say I understand what Shannon is saying, working a full-time job and then you come home and you do this kind of thing. So for me, I work at a cable company. So if I was to plug anything, I'd be like, hey, if any of y'all need cable or internet, please hit me up so I can get some commission off of this. That would be the realistic plug I would have there. Jake Iacovetta, We're gonna pull Shannon in as the next call to action host.
There you go.
So there's one more thing on your list that you can plug there.
I don't know if you want me to do that.
Well, here's a nice thing. Over there, you can say F-bombs. So there's that. That's a plus.
For my consideration.
Camshaft saying we heart you, Shannon. It was awesome to wish you well just before the draft. So
Thank you.
Andres is asking Adam and Shannon, what was the first movie you guys ever saw in a theater?
Shannon, do you want to go first? I know.
Yeah, this is going to be really quick. I hate this question. I have no recollection. I couldn't tell you. I don't know.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
So for me, it was Beauty and the Beast. Actually, it's Beauty and the Beast.
The 91 animated.
Yep. I remember seeing that in theaters. The second movie I remember seeing in theaters was Jurassic Park, but Beauty and the Beast is the one I definitely remember seeing in a theater.
Real quick, I'm glad. I like that you asked him if it was the 91 animated, because there's no way the first movie he ever saw in the theater was the live action.
Was not that one. Yeah.
I'm actually one of the clones from Star Wars Episode 2. Yeah, I aged very rapidly. Yeah.
I have a lot from my childhood that I had to text my mom, and I'm like, "Hey, Mom, someone asked me like what was the first like CD I bought, and I was like, oh my god, no, don't ask me these questions." And I like texted my mom and like, "Mom, what's the first CD I bought?" She's like, I don't know. Why would I know that about you? I'm like, you're my mom. You should know everything about me. She'd be like, "Mom, what was the first movie you took me to in a theater?" I can't believe it. I don't know these things about. Yeah.
For CD, I would say you strike me as a New Kids on the Block fan.
I was not into them as much. I don't know if I owned CDs until I was in like high school. No, I think it had to have been like Garth Brooks or some sort of country album when I lived in Louisiana as a kid. Like, or my brother, he had a Snow CD. If anyone remembers Snow, the rapper.
I got my sister for my birthday, way too young, gave me a Bone Thugs and Harmony CD. So I got that in the 3rd grade, and I used to listen to that obsessively.
I also loved like, and this is gonna. I don't know if anyone is familiar with this, but like I spent 4 years in the armpit of Louisiana, and my first exposure to music, honestly, was like 2 Live Crew and like Doo Doo Brown type songs. So maybe like 69 Boys might have actually been my first CD. I wouldn't be surprised if that was legitimately what it was.
Nice. Yeah. So apparently Adam just started watching movies in 2017.
Yeah. I'm a quick study.
I know mine. I'm kind of like in the same boat with Shannon. I didn't realize when I'm watching my first movie in a theater that I had to remember this for talking about movies later on in my life. So I can't remember if it was either Sesame Street's Follow That Bird.
Oh God.
Or Willow. It's either Follow That Bird or Willow, which is two drastically dynamic movies.
Yeah, let's go with Willow. That's a good one to hang on to. I mean, nothing against Big Bird. He's cool, but Willow's awesome.
I'll answer it real quick too. I can't remember if it's the first movie I saw. I do remember it's the first movie I remember seeing, which was Aladdin.
Yeah.
Not the recent one, the one in night.
Oh, okay.
You're also not a toddler? Okay, good.
Yeah.
So I know like some people are saying Ryan Kramer's saying Peach Dragon. That's one of my favorite movies of all time when I was a kid, was Peach Dragon. So Camshaft is over here like quoting the songs from it. So Camshaft is liking Bone Thugs also. I also was a Bone Thugs and Harmony fan growing up.
Just 1999, that was the album,
right? That is quite possibly the best rap album of the entire 90s, highly underrated. But this is not the Bone Thugs Fanatics channel. This is Cinefanatics, so yeah.
Can I tell you guys
coincidentally, if you look up Bone Thugs and Harmony Sesame Street online, there's this amazing mashup of not first of the month, Crossroads and the Sesame Street characters, and it is pure genius. Just check it out. Trust me.
Yeah.
I want to follow up with a fun fact about Bone Thugs and Harmony. I like to write parody lyrics, or at least I used to. And I did a remake of First of the Month, but it was called Time of the Month. You're welcome, ladies.
Oh, yes.
I rapped it out, and I think it's on like my Instagram. And I was such a tool sitting in my bedroom alone. And I had this like gold mine that I was sitting on. I was like, I think this is the most hilarious thing ever. And me and my girlfriend were going to do a music video for it and just be dumb. And then we never did. We did a different song. And so I was like, I'm just going to throw this on the internet because I'm bored. And people were like, what the hell did you do? And I was like, I'm proud of it though. I thought it was hilarious.
Oh, you need to revisit that.
Yeah, let's get the acoustic version on the ukulele, Shannon.
Oh, it's the time of the month.
Don't.
It was so bad. I'm such a disaster in it, but it was so funny to me to just be completely like ridiculous. So if anyone finds that on my Instagram feed, bonus points for you.
Yeah, we're gonna make that go viral.
We're deep diving on that one later. I got a beer with nothing to do here in a little bit, so I'm diving in.
that stays within the Cinefanatics realm here.
Most definitely.
There's our scoop. We got it.
Yeah,
we got
a scoop tonight.
We finally got the scoop.
Hey, you can rest easy,
God.
gentlemen. You can rest easy. Yeah.
Let me see. Doesn't look like there's any more questions. Check the Streamlabs. Guys, this has been so much fun. Yes, Camshaft, I agree. Days of Our Lives, great song from Set It Off.
Set It Off
and
is
also,
a great movie. So
it
good.
was. Set It Off was fantastic.
Great double feature
would,
with Point Break. Sorry, I'll shut up now.
Yeah, actually. And I will also call out their song that was on the Batman and Robin soundtrack was really good too. Great soundtrack for Batman and Robin. Terrible movie, fantastic soundtrack. Anyways, this has been fantastic. I didn't know that this night was going to end. Yeah. I didn't know this night was going to end with both Adam Collins and Shannon Barney on our stream talking about Bone Thugs and Harmony. That's where this went. This is fantastic. It's been so much fun. Those of y'all in the comments, thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all for this. We're going to quickly plug some stuff. We are the Cinefanatics. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Cinefanatics MLP. There's also Robert Adams MLP and Chris Adams MLP. So make sure y'all follow us on there. We've got more stuff coming up, including the Schmoedown replay tomorrow night. That's going to be at 9 p.m. Central Time, 7 Pacific, 10 Eastern. So let's see what else we got. Let me look through our things here. Tuesday night. Tuesday night. I believe next week, Schmoedown is back to 2 times a week, y'all. 2 times. No more 4 times a week. So our Tuesday night show, The Tagline, where we talk about movies and movie-related stuff, that's going to go back to its regularly scheduled time of 9:30 p.m. Central Time. So make sure y'all join us on there as we talk about movies and have some fun with everyone in the chat, because I've been wanting to go back to a regular, like full-length regular time on that. So make sure y'all come back and join us. This Friday, as we mentioned earlier, over on Call to Action is The Last General Standing. It's going to be like a free-for-all with Call to Action and the members of the Action Army at the general level. My brother and myself are participating in that. So make sure you join us. That is going to be at 8 p.m. Central Time this Friday on Call to Action. It's going to be a blast. I cannot wait for this. So come follow over there, Call to Action, hit that bell. I can't say enough like hype things.
Yeah, real quick, I need to acknowledge this. Good job, Cam. Good job. You down the yeah, you know me.
Yeah, you know me. Yeah, anyways, that's going to do it for tonight. So thank y'all again. Those of y'all in the chat who are watching, thank y'all for being here. It's been a fantastic episode. Both Shannon and Adam, y'all have been fantastic guests. It's been an honor to have y'all on here. I feel like I need to say like the other thing, but no, it actually has been an honor having y'all both on here. I know both of y'all, we've tried reaching out to get y'all on here before. So it's great to have y'all on here for this. And I can't wait to get y'all back on here again in the future.
Oh,
So,
and thank you guys for keeping up with all of the crazy content that's been blasted your way 4 times a week, and for being willing to cover it all and doing such a great job with all of your work that you're putting in. We do appreciate that as well. Appreciate you bringing us on too. It was really fun.
oh, thank you, Shannon.
Very much. Very much.
Shannon's a nice person.
Don't
you need
tell
to say
anybody.
say something mean about us. Like, that's one of those, like, I feel like I want to be put down by Shannon. Like, just say like my glasses look terrible, or I need a haircut or something.
I feel like
you could
maybe that'll be my stream. That'll be my side hustle. It's just like professionally dumping on people.
Is your ego getting way too inflated? If you're feeling too big for your britches, come back to Shannon Barney for all your ego checking needs.
I had a really bad day at work. We're live streaming now. Let's go. Come on, people, line up. I got words for you.
Have you for some reason had a smile on the entire time during the pandemic? Let's fix that.
Yeah. Feel like you could be like our regular YouTube commenters to just tell us how bad our teeth look.
Hey-o.
Anyway, that's going to do it for tonight. Thank y'all for watching. As for my brother, as for myself, as for Adam, and as for Shannon, thank y'all for watching. Y'all have a great evening and good night, y'all.
Bye, y'all.